welcome back to Highly Crafty. I am here with Liz. You may know her online as That's Busy.
Hello. I'm really happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you here. Yay! Okay, so we have our beautiful pieces filled. Look, it's the beautiful bong day today.
Oh, I love beautiful bong day.
Yes, beautiful bong day. Hello.
Beautiful bong day. Let's do it.
Yes, and we are going to, just have a little cheers, have a little puff, and then have a little chat and craft.
I'm so excited for this.
Okay, look, wait, I want to cheers.
Okay.
We shouldn't cheers the bongs, though, because we don't want to.
Is that a light tap?
Well, yeah, like cheers, yeah. We did it. Ooh. I love that sound, that bong bubble. It's a happy sound for me.
Oh yeah, that rips.
Right? It does give you, because then I feel like sometimes when the ones that have the smoky that fills up, like when you've got a slide, a bong slide that is the inner circle.
Yeah, it's just the one piece too.
Yeah.
All right.
It's pretty cool.
That was great.
So that was great. So let me ask you, do you remember the first time that you got high?
The first time that I got high or that I smoked?
No, that you got like high.
Okay.
That you were like, oh yeah, this is what's up.
I'm really worried. I'm like trying to talk while I think, because it's a fun story if I remember it.
If I remember
it. But it was later in college. It was freshman year. But I think it was at a party, and I started smoking, but I was also drinking, and so it just became kind of messy.
Crossfade, crossfade gets you.
I didn't know what that was yet, like at all, And so, yeah, it was like a house party at University of Maryland, and it was with like people from high school too, and I was going to community college at the time, and so, but I'd always go to University of Maryland to party for the first year.
Bigger parties.
Yeah, gotta like do the thing, and so, yeah, I was very crossfaded. I think I ended up like sleeping on a couch and like leaving super early, getting so much McDonald's breakfast. I do vaguely remember that being part of the experience.
I mean, it usually is,
There was also a time, so this wasn't the first time I was high, but it was definitely still at the beginning of my exploration. Yeah, and it was when I bought weed for the first time.
Oh.
Because I would always I was never in it enough that I was smoking on my own yet.
Okay, I remember those days.
Yeah, it was just like, if someone had it, or like this guy I was seeing like would smoke, and he'd be like, oh, do you want like some or whatever? But then that wasn't a thing anymore, and it was New Year's Eve. Again, was also drunk, but I was way more achieved at the crossfade at that point. And, things got a little gray, dark maybe. And I woke up the next morning, like with, again, McDonald's.
That was part of the equation, McDonald's. Gotta have the food.
So much McDonald's everywhere, and I just smelled like this really strong weed. I was like, I know we smoked last night, but like, that's like really, really strong. And I like rolled over in bed. My friend Ashley and like two other girls were also in there.
It was a party.
And I like feel my pocket of my jacket, which I'm still wearing, probably from going to McDonald's. And I unzip the zipper, and there's like a quarter in there. Like, just in my North Face pocket. And it all came flashing back. I, like, had to buy weed the night before, because I was so just, like, I was like, we have to buy more weed. We have to buy more weed. And so I ordered it, and someone brought it by, and I got a quarter when I was, like, blacked out on New Year's Eve, sophomore year of college. And just woke up to the strongest smell. It was pretty good weed, too, for,
awesome. So how do you feel? Do you feel ready to craft? Should we?
I do feel ready to craft.
Oh, yay. Okay. Well, we are going to set up in the crafting corner, and then we'll be back. Like I'm doing magic, as if I'm not going to edit, as if it's just going to go. We can pretend
I like the arm thing, though. Especially if you add, like, some effects.
Maybe I'm magical. Oh, I've always wanted to be magical. Oh, how fun.
What?
I'm not a muggle. I'm a magician.
Yes. Thank you.
And we're back in the crafting room. Yes.
That was perfect timing.
Oh, and look at us. We're here and we're ready to craft. And
we are.
Do something for you, and we might make you laugh.
I hope we have.
Right.
At least at this point.
I know, we're making ourselves laugh. That's all I care about.
I'm like, oh my god, at this point, I really hope so.
Like, if you're not laughing, that's on you. Okay?
Yeah, seriously. Maybe have another rip or something. I imagine people, like, you know, sesh along.
I hope so. I mean, I guess, yeah, if you're just watching, that's cool too.
Yeah.
You know, it's entertainment.
Yeah,
either way.
You don't have to, for sure.
But it's nice, like, if you're like, man, I want to do something, it's like, hey, look, I have something you could do, probably.
Right.
Because I use stuff that you probably have in your house. Like a sweatshirt, an old one that you don't wear anymore.
That's so cool.
Okay.
I have so many sweatshirts.
Look at this. I took the sleeve off of a sweatshirt, and don't worry, because I'm sure in another episode I'll show you what to do with the rest of the sweatshirt.
Ooh.
Hey now, hey now, hey now. But look, okay, so we're making, like, it's a heating pad. Oh, I didn't sew this one shut, did I? But that's okay. We're going to sew.
But that's what we're doing right now, so it's totally fine.
The one that Liz is going to make will be sewn shut.
Maybe. It might be. I don't know.
It's going to be an adventure today. But like, you will sew your shut. Or, you know, a lot of people don't have sewing machines, so you could use fabric glue. That works really well too. So you could always, and even if you do have a sewing machine, you're just like, I don't want to do that. You could try fabric glue. I don't know, you know, with putting it in the microwave to warm it up, how that'd do. But, hey, life is an adventure, okay? Let's take this adventure.
I was going to ask how that was going to go, but I was like, you know what? Maybe
worst case scenario, you have rice all over your floor. Because that shit melts and doesn't hold it closed. So
I think we should experiment one day. We'll do, do another
That'll be a mini, a little mini, okay? A mini experiment. Maybe I'll have to do highly crafty experiments too. But yeah, okay, so look, it's just a sweatshirt sleeve. And I just took it off. You can cut it. I used a seam ripper so that the seams, I didn't have to worry about them. They would be like clean.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just like cut it. And then I put some, like, sew the end, and then I flipped it inside out so that the fuzzy side would be, like, on you when you're wrapping up in it.
Yeah.
I'm
all about cozy comfort.
Right? So this is super easy. It'll be very simple. I have measured out. I have my little, see, I have my sweatshirt. I have sleeve. It's right side out because we're going to sew up the end to close it. Or we can start with this end, too. Sew up this end. You know, I would say do a double stitch on each end. If you are sewing it, double stitch it. If you're not sewing it and you're just going to glue it, or, I don't know what you could use. You could use like a stapler. No, metal in the microwave is not a good idea. So don't use a stapler. I don't know. I'm not sure what else you could use. Oh, you could hand sew. Get yourself a sewing kit.
Hand sew.
Boom.
Yeah.
And sew like 2 or 3 layers to make sure there's no leakage. And then boom, you're good. And it's not a hazard in the microwave. So
I don't know. I think we should experiment with staples, with glue. We'll get maybe a different microwave.
Yes. A microwave we're willing to risk when we try the staples. So this is all going to be super simple.
Okay.
Follow along. Oh yeah, and I have my rice. I put my rice in it. I don't know. I guess you could maybe try beans in there.
Maybe some like
quinoa.
Lavender.
Oh my goodness! You know what?
Scent,
that's a good idea.
A fragrance.
Wow. coming through with the great ideas. Hello, Elizabeth. Thank you.
I'm obsessed with essential oils.
I love that idea. And then it's soothing and calming. Had some lavender, some little, great idea. Yeah. Mix that in with your little rice. Yeah. Sprinkle. Okay, I'm here for it. The first thing we will do you want to fill it from here or fill it from there? It's easier to fill it from the wider part.
Yeah. Knowing me, we should definitely have more space.
Okay.
To do things in.
More working surface area. I feel that.
Yeah.
I'm here
for it. Just for, just from past experience.
I'm going to put some pins in the end because see the sleeve, boop, boop. I'm just going to pin it because we're going to hold it together so then you can sew it on the machine. Okay, so let's teach. So we did our first little stitch on the right side of the fabric, and now we're gonna flip it inside out. So then that soft, fuzzy side is what's gonna be on you.
Okay, I love this.
When you're wearing it, so yeah.
This is perfect.
I'm pull this out a little. I know, and you're recycling, you know. You can
you're recycling.
Or if you just get tired of a sweatshirt, you're like, oh, I can do something with it. You don't have to give it away or get rid of it.
Yeah.
So you can do, I was doing 3 scoops, so you can do 3, you can do 4, depending on what you want.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I forgot.
Okay, let's see.
But depending on what you want, you can put, your amount of scoops in.
However it ends up, I feel we're just gonna go with the flow here.
Yes. Yeah. It's more functional than fashionable. 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 I like that better.
I like that better, honestly.
Functional or fashionable?
Yeah.
Oh, new segment. Look for it. Is it functional or fashionable? How will we ever know? So you have your Send Us Flowers podcast. How did you start that? What made you start that?
Yeah. What did make me start that? So I was doing different videos on the Weed Tube and other smaller videos on Instagram and stuff. And so that was kind of part of that. And then I had more of a marketing podcast for a little bit. I actually have.
Oh yeah, you were giving the tips and stuff. That's right.
And so I wanted to continue in a podcast format because I also feel like that's one of the safest formats for weed.
True.
At least that's something that can, for right now, for the most part, live in safer places. And so that was something that was a part of it too. And also I felt like I wanted to speak more about things. I a lot of what I did was very much around products and stuff like that. I wanted to find a place I can be a little bit more educational. But also a huge part of it is I feel like a lot of people in the industry honestly don't receive their flowers and don't get the, credit that they deserve. And that's especially women and, people of color and all, all these different communities, the LGBTQ community, a lot of people, even this Pride, it's June 1st. And so many stories are going to surface again of how, the AIDS epidemic really progressed the medical movement here in California. And a lot of people really just overlook that history. And I think it's very important to, lift people's voices up who aren't always heard a lot of times.
Once you get one section, you add your more rice, and then you more rice, sew it up. And you could also just make it one big thing. You don't have to separate it. If you want just one big thing, you can do that too. Get crafty with it. Okay.